A woman was just taking a nap in her car. When she woke up, she noticed a red spot on her body. She was instantly terrified. At that moment, a robber smashed the window and pulled her out, throwing her to the ground. 3 people were locked in an iron cage. They had no idea what was happening. She could sense danger approaching. When she woke up again, they were trapped in a dark basement. The main door was tightly locked, and outside the window was a cluttered repair shop. The woman immediately woke Jack. They discovered that John was being held separately across from them. They realized they were imprisoned but didn't know why. At dawn, footsteps echoed outside the iron door as 2 robbers entered. They spoke a language they couldn't understand and tried to harass the woman. Jack tried to resist but was incapacitated by a stun gun. At a critical moment, a doctor walked in and drove the robbers away. He checked her wounds and, confirming there were no serious injuries, turned and left. The woman curled up in a corner, terrified. After a while, a bell rang in the corridor. She hid along the wall to observe. She saw the doctor answer a phone call and then call the robbers. They stormed into the cell and dragged Jack away. The woman could only watch Jack being taken. After an unknown amount of time, a sound came from outside the door. Thinking it was Jack returning, she was horrified to see his corpse instead. His organs had been removed. The woman realized they were trapped in an organ trafficking operation. She curled up in the corner, on the verge of collapse. Then the corridor bell rang again, signaling that the buyers had returned. Unexpectedly, misfortune struck her directly. At the end of the corridor was a rudimentary operating room. The doctor was preparing to perform surgery. The woman was lifted onto the operating table. She struggled violently, but it had no effect. The robbers restrained her hands and feet on the rails. The doctor approached, pulling out surgical tools, aiming first at her eyes. She forced herself to remain calm. She could feel that, lubricated by blood, her left hand's bindings had loosened. She seized a tool, stabbed the doctor, and quickly freed herself. The doctor was dead. She rushed back to the room, trying to save others. The locked cell doors plunged her into despair again. The woman leaned against the window, looking outside. Several kidnappers were chatting nearby. Next to them were the tools to open the cells. Determined to save everyone, she resolved to risk everything. She headed straight for the iron door leading outside. The vicious dogs made her nervous. Pressing close to the wall, she opened the door and slipped out. She didn't dare make a sound as she watched the kidnappers in the distance. She crawled slowly, staying close to the ground. While the kidnappers were distracted, she grabbed the tools. She opened John's cell door. As she cut the lock to rescue the girl, footsteps echoed from outside.